Hi, I'm Mark, and this is Let's Vibe, the channel all about crystals and our feelings. Today, I wanted to talk about a crystal that took me some time to connect with, which is really not anything new, but I just only recently really started to connect with this one, and that crystal is Kunzite. So as you can see, I've got the green variety of Kunzite. And green Kunzite is also known as hiddenite. So this piece comes from Brazil, and it's very transparent. A lot of the pieces from Brazil are like this. They're quite large and transparent. Very pretty. Hiddenite, if I'm not mistaken, was originally found in North Carolina. And Kunzite comes in a variety of colors. It can be clear, purple or lilac, pink, and yellow. Now, I've come across the purple or lilac variety. I've never seen yellow, and I'm not sure if I've seen the clear variety either, but definitely come across the green variety fairly often. And interestingly enough, Judy Hall, in her Crystal Zodiac book, she ascribes hiddenite to the Leo ascendant. So people who are Leo rising or Leo ascendant are given the green Kunzite. And so I'm a Leo rising, so this is one of my personal zodiac stones. Now, I bought this probably about a year ago, a little over a year ago. And in the last year, for most of that time in the last year, I didn't really understand this stone. I would pick it up, I would try to meditate with it, and I wasn't really picking up on vibrations. It's just felt like I wasn't connecting with it. But I still felt drawn to it nonetheless. And in the last year, I've, in the self-work that I do through meditation and crystal work, I've been doing a lot of work around the heart chakra. So for me personally, the heart chakra has been the most difficult chakra to awaken. Mainly because my heart chakra was shut down for a very long time. And when it comes to the 7 major chakras, excuse me, I could very easily connect with the crown chakra and the third eye. But all the other chakras took some time to awaken, to connect with, and bring healing to. And the very last chakra to really experience healing and opening and growth for me was the heart chakra. And I think that's actually pretty common for people who struggle with anxiety, like severe anxiety, people who've been through trauma, PTSD. When you experience a lot of emotional and psychological difficulties or trauma, it's natural to kind of leave all the lower chakras and retreat to your higher chakras. And so that's why I was always connected to the third eye and crown chakra, but I was kind of the other chakras were sort of unknown to me for a long time. But definitely that heart chakra took a lot of work to open up. And as I said, I made quite a lot of progress in the last year, experiencing a lot of opening and growth around the heart chakra. And when that really started happening, that's when I started connecting to this crystal. And that's because Kunzite in general, and especially green Kunzite, is very connected to your heart chakra. This stone is a high vibrational stone and a very serene and gentle kind of stone. And so that's why I wasn't connecting with it, because at first my heart chakra was closed. And so I wasn't open to the gentle high vibrations of this hiddenite. But in recent months, I have started to experience the vibrations of this stone. And so now I can say green Kunzite and Kunzite in general, it definitely has a high vibration, and it's definitely one of those gentler, finer vibrations. And you really, I would say you really have to have your heart chakra open and awake to some degree in order to access the energies of this stone. Kunzite is all about higher love and unconditional love, which is, unconditional love is a very fascinating energy, and it can take some time to connect with that energy, because, I think a lot of people in general are not familiar with unconditional love. I mean, that's kind of rare, I would say, among human beings here on Earth. Unless you happen to have parents who demonstrated that. I think a lot of people grew up in families with parents who didn't know how to demonstrate unconditional love, because they themselves were never shown what that is. And it's interesting because, I grew up in the church, and in the church, unconditional love, divine love is talked about all the time. But how often is it really experienced? And the first time that I really experienced the energy of unconditional love was through Reiki. And that was a whole new experience of love. I would describe unconditional love energy as being very, very constant, very stable. It's this sense of love no matter what, no matter who you are, how you're feeling, what you've done. It's a constant energy that is unmoved by external forces. It's a really beautiful experience. And so I would say that's one of the main things when it comes to Kunzite is this high vibrational unconditional love. But Kunzite uh, is really a very dynamic stone, in that it doesn't just bring a feeling of love. It can, that feeling of love, or that energy of love, helps open you to creativity. It helps open you to your own self-expression. Kunzite is said to be helpful if you have difficulty centering yourself for meditation. And I would say that's because the energy of this crystal is just very, very serene. And so it can help you get into that calm, centered space for meditating. But it is also helpful for expressing your feelings, and doing so in a way that is free of judgment from yourself, that critical voice in your head. This helps you open up and express yourself free from, the critical voices that we have. This stone is also protective and cleansing. It can clear your aura of low vibrations, and it can protect your aura from external energies. This stone can be used to maintain your own energetic bubble, so to speak. For instance, if you are out in public, if you're around a lot of people, this stone can help you maintain your energies in the midst of, the slew of energies out there. This is a stone of bringing together love, divine love, with your intellect and your intuition. Bringing all those parts together and creating or facilitating growth and spiritual development. And I think that ties into the creative aspects of the stone is, when you are able to bring together your knowledge and your intuition and combine that with an energy of love, it creates something new. It creates something really beautiful. Something that could be healing for yourself, or something that could be shared with others. Green kunzite specifically is said to connect to other worlds or other spiritual realms and help you gain knowledge from those other realms. I haven't used it for that purpose, but that's just one thing that I read about it. So green kunzite kind of has a little bit more of a otherworldly, mystical side. And kunzite is also beneficial for earth healing, bringing, blocking harmful energies that negatively affect the earth, and bringing healing to the earth. So it's definitely a very earth-connected stone. Kunzite can help you with compassion towards yourself and bringing healing in that area of loving yourself and supporting yourself, caring for yourself. It really is a pretty powerful stone. And honestly, I'm, relatively speaking, just kind of a beginner when it comes to Kunzite, even though I've been working with it for the last year. You know, a lot of times these stones can take a lot of time to unfold and make themselves known. Going back to the subject of unconditional love, I wanted to specify that you know, the Reiki that I used to introduce myself to this vibration is from a Reiki master who has her own YouTube channel, who I've mentioned before in one of my previous videos. Her name is Lourdes, and her channel is called Rest, Relaxation, and Reiki. And so I will include a link to her video for Unconditional Love in the description box below, so you can check it out and see how it feels. And for a song, I think the perfect song for this stone is the Kygo remix of Whitney Houston's Higher Love. I love that song. It is so uplifting. It always makes me want to dance. Of course, I do love the original, but I really enjoy the Kygo remix. So that song is, of course, about higher love within a world that is struggling and suffering. And I think that's quite relevant to our day today. And so I will include a link to Kygo and Whitney Houston's Higher Love in the description box. And as always, I encourage you to leave a comment or question down below. If you do check out the Reiki video, let me know how it feels. Let me know if you are able to pick up on some of the vibrations that I mentioned. But as always, once again, thank you so much for vibing with me.